Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a study, a drawing study, and we're going to be replicating a work of art or an image. And as we look at our images, we want to study them first. So, whichever image you're choosing, you want to take some time to study them. And the subject takes up the positive space and the background is the negative space. So we can see the subject, which is this girl, and what she's wearing takes up part of the positive space. And notice the shapes. Here's this shape here in this light blue, and then we see her shirt shape, her arm, and where her neck and the top of her chest are. And then we see her face and her hair. And here, this negative space has a big shape as well. So this student studied and looked at this negative shape and did their best to match it according to this image. The image is also getting enlarged, so you want to work larger on your paper. And as you are drawing, you want to draw light. So it's like you're mapping things out and just making decisions. In drawing, we make decisions, we make choices, and we solve problems, and we make decisions. And as we are doing that, we want to draw things lightly, so that way we can easily erase things as we adjust and make different choices. So if I see that I need to erase or do something differently, I'm going to have that opportunity to do it more easily than if I was pressing really hard. Sometimes it's hard to erase things that we press really hard with. So start light until you get it right. And as you are drawing, and making those decisions, um, it's awesome because you're taking risks, and your first lines, they might not be perfect. You might decide to make some changes. Um, so go ahead and again, get started, but start light. And again, start light until you get it right. And you're mapping things out. And it's a process. It takes time to build your drawing, so allow that process to unfold. Erase where you need to, okay? It's good to change things up as you see them better and more clearly. And the more you study your image, the closer that you're seeing the details, okay? You're getting closer to seeing them more clearly. Allow yourself the time and put in the effort to study your image. And you're analyzing it as you're going along. And again, making those decisions, which is awesome. This artwork is called The Woman with the Green Eyes by Henri Matisse. And it's one of his well known works, among many others. She's pretty central in this image. And then she's got a variety of things happening behind her. So I'm bringing out some of the details in her face. Because I've mapped out her face, I'm still looking at my image very closely. But because I've mapped out her face, I'm able to just thicken things up, add value. Shadows, lights are the values in art, in the visual art languages. We're using lines, paying attention to those curves and the way the lines look and the shapes. And we want to capture a likeness. If somebody looked at our image, would they be able to pick it out among other images? And if they can, then you've captured a likeness. And that's the goal. Drawing also enhances our hand-eye coordination. It's good for our brains. And again, don't be afraid to edit as you go along. And in fact, I expect you to do that because, just like if you make a mistake in a math problem, you want to erase it and, get fix it, right? Put in the correct answer. And similar with drawing, you want to actually, if you see that something is off, you want to fix it and fix it before you keep adding details. Because if you don't adjust it early on, you might need to change a lot more of your picture if you don't make that adjustment earlier on, because it could throw a lot of things off. Also, when we're mapping and putting things out on our paper, this is a larger paper. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the size. It's here to here. So this is about double the size of this. So what we want to do is kind of map out, here is her head, and then here's the middle part of her torso, and then there's the bottom half of the paper. So the top of her hat to her chin takes about 1/3 of this whole thing. So if I measure it out from here, the top of her hat to her chin, to the torso in the middle, and then to the bottom here, it's about 1/3. So that shows me that my proportions are pretty good. Proportions are the size relationships among the things that you're drawing. So we want to have and pay attention to those proportions and practice getting our proportions in a good way, close to accuracy, so that way we're presenting a more accurate view of our drawing. And once you map things out, then you're able to start darkening and adding those shadows and lights where you see them, and then we'll be adding color as well. So I'm seeing that here, where the first fold of her neck, um, her turtleneck, there's a line that extends out and to the left, right underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and make that line for the wall behind her and all the textures and things that we see behind her. I feel like I'm still working on her expression a little bit. So we see this black space. So that's that shape. And then here's the shape behind. And then we've got this shape here that matches this shape. Getting a likeness once again. Another thing you can do is squint your eyes to look and see those darks and those lights in your image, in whatever it is that you're drawing. Now it's about ready for some color.